Good morning, folks. Pastor Jim Thomas from the Village Chapel here in Nashville, Tennessee, with your daily devotion. This time I've selected, once again, a reading from Tim and Kathy Keller's book, God's Wisdom for Navigating Life. It's a series of reflections upon a variety of the Proverbs that we find in the Bible. Great wisdom literature, so many of which were written by Solomon and as well as others back then. But Tim and Kathy focus on Proverbs 16:28, talking about words and the impact that words and language have, and never more appropriate than now in our own culture and time. Not just words, but thumbs and posts. You know, we communicate in so many different ways, and we can be ruthless and brutal in the most eloquent way, and also ineloquent. So it doesn't matter. The intent is there, and the result and the impact is there. Let's see what Proverbs has to say about that. Proverbs 16:28. They quote, it says, "A perverse person stirs up conflict, and a gossip separates close friends." And so you have motive, heart characteristics all mentioned here. Someone who's just trying to stir up conflict, very contrarian, very oriented toward argument and debate just for the sake of it. But then also the person who gossips and is interested in splitting people up who are otherwise friends, telling secrets and maybe perhaps even twisting those secrets. What do the Kellers say? They say words divide. Friendships, as we have seen, are all about words. But malicious and hurtful, dishonest and deceptive, and even just clumsy and inappropriate words can deliver a blow to a friendship from which the relationship may never recover. Maybe you've experienced that yourself. I can think of times when words are coming out of my mouth and all of a sudden it's dawning on me, oh my goodness, I wish I could pull that back in. But it's like almost in that slow motion. You can almost see them sort of coming out and there's no retrieving them, and you're, oh boy, this is going to be damaging. Oh, this is going to cost. Oh, this is going to hurt somebody. And there's, oh man, I just wish I had thought before I spoke or prayed before I spoke. The Kellers go on here. Speakers with two kinds of relationship-destroying speech are mentioned. That's in this proverb. A perverse person stirs up conflict. A gossip separates close friends, okay? So the first is the person who stirs up conflict. As we've seen, candor is good, even when the truth-telling is painful. But there's also a kind of person who loves debate, who gives criticism too readily, and who always seems to be in the middle of an argument with someone. So that's the person who is eager to stir up conflict, eager to pontificate no matter what the collateral damage. The other kind of person mentioned here, the Kellers say, is the gossip, someone who criticizes people behind their backs, putting them in the worst light. And that can happen too. We're just eager to know and to post and be the first one to make a commentary on something. And before we ever check it out, and it's just simply designed to make us look better or look like we're in the know, and doesn't matter who it hurts or damages. The other kind of person is the gossip, all right? So about gossip, more comes later in the year. And of course, the book of Proverbs is just overflowing with instruction on what we're to do and not do with our words. Bruce Waltke, they reference here, says that both kinds of speakers have a need to always put others down as a way of building themselves up. You see how that works, and you can probably reflect back upon that in your own life and times when you've gone for the cheap one-liner and tried to get a laugh and or tried to, sort of mic drop and act as if you had it all figured out, very simplistic answer. And then you discover in hindsight, it wasn't quite as simple as that, was it? but it made you for a moment feel superior. This makes close friendship impossible, the Kellers say. I think they're right. Instead, we should look to the one who does not quarrel or shout at people, Matthew 12:19 through 20, but speaks kindly to his friends even when they let him down, Matthew 26:41, talking, of course, about Jesus. Where have you last seen either of these behaviors do damage in your relationships? Great question, great pastoral exhortation for us to even think of that from the Kellers, and I appreciate that so much. Let's ponder that today as we go about our day. Let's think twice before we speak. We got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. It's so important. Listen more, speak a little less. The Kellers close with this prayer, which I'll close out our morning devotion with as well. Lord, help me to be honest with myself about the divisiveness of my words. I tell myself that I'm just speaking up for the truth, but lay bare my motives so I can see when I'm really only trying to make myself look good. That happens far more often than I dare to think. Amen and amen. The Lord be with us today as we speak, as we listen. Amen. Amen.